Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for tuning in today. If this is your first time on the channel, thank you very much for dropping by, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for your continuous support. Okay guys, so today we're talking about something very interesting and something important as well, because we feel there's just a need to talk about this because it's quite rampant here in Canada, and I think it's actually important for people to know, both people that already here in Canada and those who intend to come in. So basically, we're talking about how to spot fake job offers. Yeah,
it's very important for you to know if something is fake.
So exactly, because falling for it might actually be quite costly. So it's actually important to identify those things. So to go straight into it now, what do you think are the red flags to actually look out for, those things that are always in there somewhere?
There are quite a number of them, but for me, some of them stand out more than the others, and one of the first ones, the key ones to talk about is when it is unsolicited, like you did not apply for it, and for some reasons they then contact you to say, you know what, we saw your resume online. Although sincerely, sometimes you get a job that way. They take your LinkedIn profile and they say they like your profile, but you go through the normal actual interview process. That one is different. Okay, so essentially what we are trying to say is, if you did not apply for it and they give you a job offer, not even asking you to go through the interview process, then that's the number one red flag. Unsolicited job offers you did not apply for, and usually they will not even ask you to do any meaningful interview. They will just give you the job offer and you did not apply for it, then it's a big red flag.
So another thing, again, another red flag you have to look out for is that most jobs that are fake usually offers salaries that are higher than the average, than what the normal pay for that job should be. So take for example, maybe a customer service offer that is supposed to pay about, let's say, maybe $20 per hour. You can see something like $40 per hour.
Exactly.
Something like that. Outrageous, amounts for some occupations. That's another red flag that you should actually look out for.
And honestly, when you see something like that, you have to live for joy. Like, oh, me $40 when every other person is getting $20, or if it was a $40 role, then you're getting $80. You're like, oh, well, wow, wonderful. But please, once it looks too good to be true, just do your find this very well.
Then it's just too good to be true.
Because sometimes they will just try and offer you rate higher than the average.
Because
way higher.
That's something they just feel like, oh, if this person sees that I can earn $40 per hour, that's for just this job, that's very interesting, and you will just want to grab it. So that's usually something they always put out there to be able to attract people in order for them to be able to fall for this trap.
Exactly, which is something we need to take cognizance of. Some of these things we nearly fell into ourselves, but thank God for God. Okay, so the other thing you also need to be careful of is that when you see them contact you with job requirements that are vague, that when you look at the job requirements, it looks like almost anybody can actually do it, then you should know that it's something you should be careful of. When, for instance, they're asking for, they need somebody, which example should I give? And they make the requirements like so low that it's like anybody can just come in and do it, then you know that something is wrong.
Or maybe they can easily just coin, a kind of
no experience required.
Or something like that.
And you look at what they want you to do, and they're not talking about how they will train you very well. And you look at it like, this thing needs someone that has experience, but they are saying no experience required. You have to be careful.
Or it can just be something like, say for example, now they've asked you to like apply for a customer service role, and they're not telling you that, oh, this particular role will involve something about fine-tuning financial transaction or things, something that is just vague and not expressly telling you exactly
what you will do,
what this thing is.
By the time you read all the 5-6 bullet points of the job description,
won't be able to
you can't really pinpoint like, okay, what are they trying to say exactly?
Yeah.
Then why is the entry requirement so low?
So low, yeah.
If it's a training position, you can still understand like something that you should really have experience for, and the entry requirement is so low. Please be careful of that. Okay?
Exactly. So that's something else you should look out for.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else now?
Now the other thing again is suspicious email address. It's also very key because first and foremost, most genuine organizations would not be using an address that ends with a domain like at gmail.com, at yahoo.com.
Exactly.
That goes without saying.
Personal domain.
Yeah, it's not as if genuine businesses don't use it, but that would be a very small business. I mean, practically each genuine business would have
a company email.
Yeah. A company domain, at maybe xyzcompany.com instead of at gmail.com.
Or at yahoo.com.
Then sometimes you also need to be careful. At times, they might try and clone the actual email address,
Yes, just putting
maybe
in
an item. Let's say for instance, you are trying to apply to Google, and Google's email address for any of the employees ends with at google.com.
Yeah.
An hacker who is skilled might use at google.tech.com, for instance. Even that one is too much. Sometimes it's just a dot.
That's
or an at.
Yeah, it's too much. Like they usually use something that is very tiny
that you not
notice, right? And I think that's actually called phishing. If I'm not, it's called phishing, right?
Is that phishing?
Is it phishing?
I think phishing is the one where they'll send you a mail or whatever. They want you to click on it.
So maybe that's phishing. But so basically, they do that. Suspicious email address. So it's always very good to check and double check this. So when you receive all these job offers, most of these companies have they have online presence or things like that. So just put this thing in Google sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah, to just verify, right? Because that they just put in this. I wish we could get an example.
I'll look for an example
something
now.
that you will not even notice.
Okay, let me give an example. Let's say, for instance, ExxonMobil, right? Let's say their email address for their staff usually ends with at exxonmobil.com. Then an hacker can do something like at exxon_mobil.com.
Yes.
So you will see at exxon. In fact, most people don't even check the email address.
They just check. So far they see Exxon and Mobil.
So
right?
And you say, oh, it's real. So always try, because you'll not be the first to be scammed by those people, most likely. Yeah. So always try and copy and paste that email address to Google and see what people have said about that email address.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Which other one?
So another thing again is that some employers or some people may actually ask you to pay.
That one for me is the biggest red flag of all.
Yeah, and that's funny.
If you ask me to pay, you want to give me a job, you're asking me to pay or to do whatever that would require me to spend my money. Forget about it.
Exactly, because some of them especially would tell you that maybe you may need to purchase this or pay for this or pay for that and things like that. That is actually one very big, massive red flag, right?
Exactly.
No company should actually be expressly telling you that you're going to pay for maybe pay for training, or pay for things like
training.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, definitely
it starts like no. Once you start saying something like that, just back out that this is fraud.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one thing. Yeah.
The other one again is that which is where they actually headed, is that they might ask you to provide personal information like your SIN, your SIN number, which is your personal identification number. With that number, if it falls into the wrong hands, you can be wrecked financially, big time, Yeah. So, and they do this because legally, when you've been employed,
you would be asked
your employer will actually ask you to provide your SIN.
Yeah.
So those are one of the few legal cases where you can give somebody else, a third party, your SIN. So they work on people's ignorance by asking before being employed.
Yes, so that's the difference.
Yeah.
No employer would ever ask you for your SIN before employment. They would normally ask you after employment.
Yeah, when you are being onboarded and doing stuff like that.
So that's actually when they're going to ask you for your SIN.
And usually when they ask for your SIN, they will obviously sometimes ask you for some other personal information, your address, your this, your that.
Yeah, so
they put everything together and just to...
It's like you are doing proper documentation, right, to get onboarded into the company. So it's not like they're isolating your SIN and requesting that we need to verify you, so please send your SIN number and things like that. No. Okay, so that's something else that would let you know if the employer is asking for something like that, then you should know that that job is probably fake and they are trying to get away into your account.
Exactly.
So the last thing that we think you should actually look out for to spot a fake job offer is that oftentimes there's usually no interview whatsoever.
And that's crazy.
Like, how can you employ someone without interviewing them? Some of all these fake employers, they will just tell you, oh, we saw your
profile, we like it, this and that, we are offering you, don't worry, we will train you, you'll be on probation, then if we don't like it, there's no way somebody genuine will not interview you.
How does that
or
work?
Maybe they are trying to interview via audio only. There must be video interview, Video interview should be present, and it's not enough. Somebody cannot be doing video interview with you on WhatsApp and you say the person is a serious employee.
Actually, because for the video interview,
there must
be. Maybe it depends
on.
Have
you ever done any interview that I know?
No, I'm trying to think if I've actually. No. But what I know I've done is like depending on the stages of the interview.
No, obviously there are different stages.
I'm saying.
There are usually 3 stages. The first stage.
Not necessarily.
I said usually. The first stage. There are usually at least 2 stages. There are usually at least 2 stages. The first stage, at least means they do.
I know, I get, but I'm thinking because I think I recall one of the jobs I did.
You did only one?
Yes.
And I said usually.
But that one was
usually.
It was video, so
there's no way that somebody would give you a job and you not do video interview as part of the interview process.
Well,
they want to see, it's not possible.
Anyway, so
at least just take it like you must do video interview. If the interview process is 10 stages, one of them must be in video. If it's one stage, one of them must be video.
So that's another.
You have to know what you
look
like.
Out for basically.
Obviously.
So if it's going to be one stage, then it is. Now here is one thing I wanted to say. Okay, well, some things they do not. Okay, what I wanted to say is this. Sometimes, because I remember one other job offer that I got, even though I did an interview, but it wasn't
recorded. Was not recorded video interview.
So that's what I want to say, right? So the video interview does not necessarily have to be like
live. It could be recorded. They could give you a platform and say,
and tell you to
talk
answer
about
these
this,
questions, why you're recording yourself. So that's another thing they can do, which is genuine anyway. So I think I agree with him on this one. There's no way somebody want to employ you.
And they don't want to know how you look like.
Right? So they want to see you. So basically, if you are getting a job offer and they're already hinting and no interview, the interview is going to be phone alone, and it just means that there's a red flag. They don't want to see you and they don't want you to see them or something like that. So that's something else that you basically also need to look out for to spot the fake job.
Those are the major ones, at least from our own perspective. There are a number of other things to consider, but those are the major ones. And if you had any experience and you feel you want to share with people so that they can learn, please remember to drop it in the comment section. Everybody is here to learn. In fact, we were nearly a victim of one or two of these as well.
Because I recall that I actually did an interview, right? Back in Barry, I did an interview and it was phone interview alone. And
red flag.
I never heard from them. I never heard from them at all, and who knows whether they were genuine or not. I don't know.
No, maybe your case, maybe they didn't want to proceed to the next stage.
Yeah, maybe.
But if after the phone interview, audio, they say we are giving you the job, forget about it.
Yeah, but even that one, I'm thinking about that was actually fishy sort of, because the interview happened in the evening. Except maybe because I was thinking about that. Maybe it was evening my own time. And well, maybe time we can maybe time zone. But you know that I think I mentioned that time that it's probably this people I'm talking to is probably one of two things. Either they are non-existent as a company, or they are looking for like somebody to scam, or they are a very small organization.
No, I think I remember what the one you're talking about.
Yes, or they are like a very, very.
But I'm just saying that if you hear from someone via audio for the first time, but you never hear back from them, it doesn't mean it is a scam.
So that's actually what I'm saying. But again, I'm just looking back now, seeing the context of.
But if after the first interview audio and they say, we're giving you the job, forget it. Forget it.
Forget about it.
So those are the things we want you to know about how to spot a fake job offer in Canada.
Yeah.
So that's it, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Please remember to subscribe.
Press the subscribe button.
Yeah, smash it, and we'll see you in some other video.
Okay, alright then. Bye.